having episodic sleeplessness. And in that video, I talk about having a list and going through a checklist of things that could be stimulating wakefulness. Next on the list after caffeine content is the light coming off our devices. If you are looking at a phone within an hour before going to bed, then your brain is receiving the message from the light emanating from the screen that it's time to wake up. Televisions and computer screens also emanate the same light. You can go online and research the light coming off devices and stimulating wakefulness, and you'll find that what I'm saying is spot on. So we are sending ourselves the message that it's time to wake up by certain light that is coming off our devices. Within about an hour to 90 minutes before going to bed, experts say turn your devices off or at least remove them. Don't look at your screens and see if that helps you. It really does help me. For one thing, if I'm looking at my phone, then I'm keeping my mind really active during a time when it's time to dial down. So next on the list, or the checklist of things that you want to check for, is a sleeping environment that's comfortable and is not super cluttered or stressful for you. You might have to make some adjustments to your environment to make that possible, but you want a room that is not overly cluttered with stuff. You also want to sleep in an environment where you don't work. So if you can separate your sleeping area from your work area, it's really going to help you. And again, this is what the experts say. Your prescriptions, if you're on prescription medicine, check the side effects of your prescription drugs. Sometimes medications can cause sleeplessness, and so you want to check your medications to find out if yours are causing you to have disrupted sleep or an inability to fall asleep. The next one on the list was kind of surprising to me. I don't consume alcoholic beverages, but I know that some of my viewers do. And if you're consuming alcohol at bedtime or in order to relax for bedtime, what the experts say is that it actually can stimulate or disrupt your sleep. It can stimulate wakefulness or it can disrupt your sleep. And so it's best not to consume alcoholic beverages in order to relax so that you can sleep. It's not working. It's doing the opposite for you. They found that it's the sugar content in a lot of those beverages that is just causing spikes in your sugar level. And so you want to just cut back. My advice is be a teetotaler. And so next on the list would be to de-stress. Y'all, this is a really big one. How many of us go to bed with a lot on our minds and a lot of our plates and still with unresolved issues? And I'm going to share with you a sleep relaxation principle that I live by, and it really does work, and I'm hoping that this will also work for you. What I do is this. Every night, about an hour before I go to sleep, I get my Bible and I find a scripture that I want to read and reflect upon. And I read that scripture. Usually I don't do a lot of reading at bedtime because that gets my mind going, but I'll read a little bit of scripture. And then what I do with that is I think about it. I just let it play in my mind. I don't think deeply, like it's not a theological debate that I'm having with myself. I'm not developing a message. I'm not, trying to obtain any great revelation from that scripture. I'm just letting it rest in my mind, and I'm thinking the words of the scripture over and over in my mind. Instead of my mind being active and thinking about the day or thinking about a conversation I had, I let the scripture bring a peace to my mind. It works 99.9% of the time. I also pray when I go to bed. So I'll go to bed at night, approximately an hour before I want to go to sleep. And I will begin to pray for the people that have been on my heart or for issues that have been on my mind. And again, I don't go very deep into it. Like I'm not going to analyze a situation and pray real specific. It's more of general prayers. But I begin to pray for people and situations. Sometimes my prayer time will go into overtime, and I'll pray past an hour, but I'll pray until I'm so sleepy that I can't keep my eyes awake. It also works 99.9% of the time. And so those two things, that combination of reading short verses of scripture, reflecting on them a little bit, just the words playing over my mind, combined with prayer, has been very effective for me. But here's the number one thing. Oh, we're out of time. So let's go into a third video. So see episode 3, because this is the main deal. This will do it for you.